What's going on, everybody? UCF Jaguar back with GenJag.com, and it is Christmas time. It is the season of giving, so I'm going to come at you guys with basically a playoff scenario type of video. On my last video that I made, I have a bunch of people commenting and stuff like that, asking about what's our playoff situation, like what do we have to do to lock up the AFC South? Can we still get a bye? So this is a kind of an unfamiliar position for us Jag fans to kind of figure out where we're going to be seated in the playoffs. And the Jaguars, they can currently be seated anywhere from the 1 seed to the 5 seed. So we're going to go ahead and break down basically the different playoff situations that we can have and kind of explain more about where we're sitting right now. So let's get it.
It's a foot race. Robinson and Browner, and it's Robinson who wins it. Touchdown, Jacksonville. His 14th win. Bortles with top, looking deep for Robinson.
So as we all know, the Jaguars have a playoff spot clinched. Nobody can take that away from us. However, we do not have the AFC South clinched, nor do we have a home game clinched just yet. For us to clinch the AFC South, what needs to happen is either at 1 o'clock this Sunday, the Titans need to lose to the Rams, or the Jaguars need to beat the 49ers. And in the case that the Titans do beat the Rams, and in the case that the Jaguars lose to the 49ers, then the AFC South will come down to that Week 17 matchup where the Jaguars will be traveling to Nashville to play the Titans. And that's not what we want, you know what I mean? We want to lock it up this weekend. I very well think that the AFC South is going to be wrapped up at the start of our 4:30 game, because I just don't see the reeling Titans right now beating the Rams. I mean, the Rams are playing at such a high level, and not only does that have to happen, the Jaguars also have to get upset by the 4-10 49ers. So this weekend I would think that we're going to have it locked up. But you never know. Hopefully it doesn't come to that Week 17 matchup, just because that'd be very nerve-wracking, because I very well want a home playoff game and I already have my playoff tickets locked up. So hopefully that doesn't happen. So the Jaguars can win one of these next 2 games and they will basically clinch at least a number 3 seed in the playoffs. Now the Jaguars are very much still alive for a number 1 or number 2 seed, which basically gets you a first round bye. Basically the tiebreaker scenarios go head-to-head, conference schedule, basically teams in the AFC, then common games, which is like a minimum of 4 games. So that situation isn't going to come into effect for us. Then it goes into like strength of schedule, strength of victory. Then it goes through a bunch of other stuff like combined like points and touchdowns and weird stuff like that, before it finally ends at the 11th tiebreaker spot, which is basically a coin flip. So for the Jaguars to move up a spot, first of all, they have to win out. They have to go 2-0 over the last stretch, basically beating the 49ers and then beating the Titans. And also, the Patriots or Steelers, each of them must lose 1 game. And if they can lose 1 game, the Jaguars would automatically jump them in seeding. I mean, we would basically have a tied record, but the Jaguars would own the tiebreaker, because we've already beaten Pittsburgh head-to-head. Going back a little bit, basically we would finish the season 12-4, and if the Patriots or Steelers lose at least 1 game, then they'd finish off at 12-4, and we would jump the Steelers due to head-to-head, and we would jump the Patriots due to conference record. If the Patriots lose 1 game and we win out, basically the Jags would finish at 10-2. And the Patriots would finish at 9-3. So that would give us the advantage over them. Now the tricky part is figuring out how the hell these teams are going to lose. Now the Steelers, left on their schedule, they have the Texans and the Browns, like 2 of the 5 worst teams in the NFL. I mean, the Browns are 0-16 right now, and I mean the Texans might as well be like 0-16. I mean, they are trash right now. I mean, just their injuries kind of derailed their season. Obviously, Sean Watson being out, their key pass rushers being out, and like after the throttling that the Jaguars put on them, I mean they're probably not going to win another game. And the better chance for the Steelers to actually lose, I think the Browns have a better chance of beating them than the Texans do, just because the Browns are showing some fight. They're not nearly as injured, and that last week they were basically playing not to finish 0-16, so they have a lot on the line as opposed to the Texans, who are just trying to end the season. I mean, 0-16 versus 1-15 is a lot to play for, so hopefully those Brownies can pull it out for us. And then you look at the Patriots. The Patriots left on their schedule, they have 2 home games, one against the Bills and one against the Jets. Now, of all these games, between the Steelers and like the Patriots, the best chance for a loss of one of these teams is going to be the Patriots versus the Bills. The Bills, they're fighting for a wild card spot. They're very much in like wild card contention. And the Patriots are known to lose like a division game or two every year. I mean, they already lost to like Miami. They played the Jets really tough a few weeks back. And that's definitely the best chance. I don't know if the Jets are going to be able to beat them. Jets are probably going to want to like lose the rest of the games just the way they're, just the way they're kind of doing, like this last couple of games, just the way they're kind of mailing it in. Like you can tell they don't want to win any games, and they've won a lot more games than expected. I think right now, if the season ended, they would be sitting at the number 9 spot in the draft, and there's all kinds of quarterback hungry teams, drafting before them, like the Browns, also like the Giants, and just a few other teams that are wanting some quarterbacks. So of these games, definitely the Patriots and Browns, or the Patriots and Bills are the best chance for the Jaguars to jump up. And hopefully this can happen. It may not happen, but there is one thing that people are saying, how like maybe they don't want the Jaguars to get a number 2 seed, and that's because if the Patriots lose, then that would mean that the Patriots go down to the 3 seed. If the Patriots win, that first round, then they're going to be coming to Jacksonville for the Jaguars' first first playoff game at home. And if the Jaguars were to finish with the number 3 seed, then that would mean we wouldn't have to see the Patriots until the AFC Championship. And I would personally rather just get the first round bye and have to play the Patriots, just because that would mean that we basically already advanced from the first round. You know what I mean? And you get some players to rest, and I would just take I would take that automatic advancement anyway. But if it all doesn't work out like that, then the Jaguars would be playing at home, most likely they most likely play like the Bills or like the Ravens, or you never even know, maybe even the Titans, but I don't know. We'll see. You also have the Chargers are also in contention, also like KC. Most likely one of them is just going to win a division. The other one's going to be left out. Most likely Kansas City is going to win their division, just since they have like head-to-heads over Chargers. And the Chargers, they have to win out. So now in the case that the Jaguars lose the rest of their games and go 0-2 down the stretch and finish up, what would that be, 10-6, then we would probably be playing the Titans in Nashville for the first game after we lose the AFC South. That's the doomsday scenario. I don't think it'll happen. I think the Jaguars will be at least a number 3 seed, but we'll see what happens. So with all that said, that's about all I got. Hopefully that cleared up some, playoff kind of questions that you guys had about where we're going to be. Hopefully the Patriots and Steelers at least lose one game, so we can jump up to that number 1 seed if we win out. That'd be super sick, but beggars can't be choosers, and that dude on the Pittsburgh, what was that, James or whatever, he caught that ball, but that's a whole different conversation. So, that's all I got. This is UCF Jaguar with GenJag.com, and I'm out.